we are now closing in on the halfway point of the challenge series, and where once we've done the next 2 rows, we will basically be over halfway, because we will have done 36 challenges by the time we're done. Anyway, got another Tollbooth challenge, so let's just go and do it. I think we've now driven precisely 14 different vehicles up to this point. Oh hey, we're driving the... I think this is the Porsche 911 GT2 if I'm not mistaken. Well, it's definitely the turbo, because I can tell since I'm hearing the turbine. Yeah, this model is definitely the turbo. I'm pretty sure this model is the GT2, from what I can recall. There are some cars in this game that are not available in the career mode, but you basically have to unlock them by getting through the challenge series. And on the brakes, and I go straight into the pavement. As we are driving a Porsche 911 Turbo, I believe is what we're driving. Or in other words, I think this model is the GT2. I'm pretty sure that's what this model is. But anyway, we'll see how we go. Hopefully we can continue our streak of making it. Even though I haven't really kept track of how many toll booths I have made it to up to this point. But anyways, we got a Pontiac on us, and I hit another water barrel. I think I might have just missed it. And I'm not gonna make it. And I crashed right at the end. I knew that copper was gonna cost me. Okay, so one thing I've learned from this is make sure you don't get drilled by the cops. Or simply make sure that you're in a position where the cops are not going to drill you. Basically. That's one thing I have learned from this. This is not one of those runs where I can afford to have a ton of mistakes. This is one of those runs where I really need to make sure I set the pace and get it right. Am I gonna make it?
10-7 from the Lennox. Should be there shortly, unless someone's closer.
Only just. These toll booths are really close in this one, so I really have to make sure I do not fumble the run as I get through the rest of this. I need to make sure I hit my targets, because this is one of those tight runs. I really have to thread this needle so finely to get it done. I am falling for you! Fuck my ass. Yep, okay, I'm gonna say it. This run is probably the hardest I have done in this whole series of events so far. I cannot afford to make any major mistakes here. This is one of those runs where I really have to be near flawless in terms of my speed. I really have to make sure that I'm hitting my targets effectively.
Any more details there?
And I'm out of nitrous.
Driving a black Porsche. Log me onto that call. I'll head up that way for you.
Yeah, this Porsche feels fairly stock. Aside from the nitrous, of course. Well, at least I can say with them showing up earlier, they're not going to completely ruin my run by the time I get on the highway this time. Which is a good thing. Because it means I'm not going to be distracted by the same guy a third time. Especially since he did partly ruin. And I still end up going to the left, even though I tell myself not to. I just cannot prevent the oversteer from sending me to the left. Okay, this time I make it. And that's a wall. And that's a Pontiac. Won't be long before the Corvettes show up, is what me thinks. Even though pretty much all of these events are basically pursuits anyway. The Tollbooth events are basically just fucking pursuits with a few extra steps. And I think they are gone. Unless one shows it right at the end again.
Vehicle was last reported heading north on Highway 99. Quadrant has been authorized. Additional units will be provided.
And am I gonna make it? Yes, I am gonna make it. I make it with 6.6 seconds to spare. And my top speed in the end was 171. So now we are just 5 events away from hitting the halfway point of the challenge series. And then once we have hit the halfway point, that is when I am gonna call it a day. I really need to turn off my phone notifications before continuing this, because that's the 3rd time it's already happened. There. In case if it gets caught up in the microphone again. I don't think it does, but if you do hear my phone notifications, then well, I'm sorry, I forgot to turn off the notification sounds. Or you're simply just bitching at me. But whatever. On to the bounty challenge, where we need 50,000. That should be one of those not a problem challenges, is what me thinks.
Attention Patrol Division, units engage high-speed pursuit of a single vehicle that is evading custody. Handle this call on Channel 2.
Especially when there are pursuit breakers involved. I really thought for sure that was going to give me some more bounty, but they decided not to. For whatever reason. I was pretty convinced in saying that was good enough to get me some more bounty points. But I guess the bounty points are based on time. So that's probably what this whole fucking escapade is about. I suppose.
We need all the help you can get.
Shit.
Charlie 12.
Okay.
Units have detailed and are en route.
That should slow him down.
Advise we reconsider. I can't get around this guy.
Well, that's one way to get some more bounty. Can I get through here? Yes, I can. And I do this. Just to slow him down.
Trying to catch up now. Okay, I got a visual here. Code 3, code 3.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Charlie 2-4. We got a 1073 just ahead of your suspect. Bring him in.
And no speed block. Sorry, no spike strips. I almost said speed block there for a moment. I'm heading past the Burger King. And I really need another pursuit breaker or something. If that's possible. And I just do that.
He's gone through the block. Bravo, 4-2. 1023
Okay,
with pursuit.
now I need to lose these fools.
Okay, let's take this guy out.
If that's possible.
Get ready to run a block on him.
Come on, get through, get through, get through. Okay, we're through.
70 vehicle is through the gas station.
We get him.
Oh, no good. Oh, my vehicle's shutting down on me here. Yeah, I'm dropping back, Suspect's lost here. Let's get units head to canvas.
Confirming suspect was last seen southbound through the Camden tunnel. I have a go to set up a containment. Switch call over to tab 3.
Okay. Can I get into the garage? Yes, I can get into the garage. Unless it's a car wash. I think it's probably a car wash. But whatever, we get it
Yeah,
done.
units to go mobile. Cancel quadrant.
As we continue to racketeer our bounty points. So we are now done with the Porsche 911 GT2. I think is what this car is. And that took me less than 2.5 minutes to get 88,500 credits in damage. As the game is auto-saving. Okay, so that's now, I think, 16 different cars we've driven here. Anyway, let's get through this one. What car are we gonna drive this time? We get the Aston Martin DB9. And I miss it on the launch. However, it doesn't matter because I launch off with my nitrous. And I hit a station wagon. That's great. That is just fucking great.
Units monitoring. We just received a 911 report of a possible wanted suspect. Last seen eastbound on Ocean Hills Drive. Units in the area to head up.
You got any more info on that?
Stand by. Vehicle description, we're having a hard time with our translator.
And gonna head up the hill. And a cop spots me. Huh, it actually works. I do not get cut off the road. Where I thought I was going to.
I'm going through with that reported driver.
Are we gonna make it? Yes, we do make it.
Cover units be advised. Vehicle was last reported northbound near Beacon Point. 10-block radius on a quadrant has been authorized by supervisor. Details will be provided on your screen.
Okay. So glad that railroad has been cut off.
Yeah, 1050, I'm still code 3 here.
As I run into a taxi. I am glad to say the DB9 is tough. For one thing.
Charlie 8, give me a situation report when you can.
I got my hand.
So we continue to get our toll booths hit. And they are now gone.
Code 3, code 3.
Units be advised. Suspect was last seen eastbound on Hastings Road. Quadrant to be set up around the area. Coordination will be handled TAC 2.
So one more toll booth left. Should have plenty of time to get there without being fucked by the law. I'm convinced in saying we should get there in plenty of time. Okay. And now we have just one turn to go.
Suspect was last seen heading south near Grand Terrace. Supervisor confirmed quadrant to be set up.
And that's a
units to
wall.
reference their GPS
And
for
they're gone.
position.
And I get there with less than 10 seconds to spare. And a top speed in the end of 163. And a finishing speed of 112. As I finish in the end with less than 10 seconds to spare. Still pretty close, but managing to hit most of my targets. Also, I just noticed my desk is very dusty and it probably needs cleaning. Sooner rather than later. Anyway, one more to go on row 8. And then I think I'll probably do one more row today. Maybe 2 if I feel like it. Anyway, time for another Pursuit Evasion, where we have to avoid this one, or evade this one, in less than 3 minutes. Hopefully we can do well, as we're driving the Aston Martin DB9.
Units requested clear non-essential calls, head up code 2.
And I completely missed the turn.
Suspect's driving a silver Aston Martin.
Let's bring it in. I want to take him with a 1060.
And I am losing concentration in all areas, basically. So I need to take the highway.
1033, get more units on this.
10-4, Sierra 20. Detailing units
Okay.
now.
Can I get through? Come on. Damn it. That's not what I wanted to do. Come on, get moving, get moving, get moving, get moving. Get out, get out, get out, get out, get out. Okay, we're out. No you don't. Oh no you don't. You are not blocking me in. You can suck my dick before you block me in.
Delta 9. Please update when you can.
Right now, I I need to make sure I get these motherfuckers off my back. Didn't quite hit all of them, but it was enough to slow them down. And trying to get blocked in again. However, I'm not having it. There is a helicopter overhead, which is going to make this even harder.
Okay, he's trying to lose me. He's into the construction site.
That means evading them is going to get even harder.
Lost a visual here. Hold on. Got a visual. I'm back on him.
Can I get out of here?
We lost a vehicle.
I do not.
I gotta make a move. We're gonna lose.
Yeah, I'm definitely failing this.
Push him off the road.
There's no way I'm finishing this in less than 3 minutes. It's just not possible. Without some luck. I really need some luck if I'm gonna get this one done.
Dispatch, suspect caught some air. Looks like he knows how to drive.
Is that gonna be it?
Out of visual range. I'm moving in.
Oh my god, I did not think that was gonna work, but it somehow
Need a
did.
quadrant set up here, dispatch. So let's see if we can get him to go to
Those
ground.
were some very fine margins I had to cut there,
Cover units
but
heading up to the pursuit
I did
call.
manage to
Be
get
advised,
there.
this party was last seen heading eastbound through the Valley interchange. Containment will be
I did
set
it
up
with
ahead of his last
14
direction of
seconds to
travel. This call
spare
is still code 6.
once I
Handle on TAC 3.
approached the stage set. I did not think that was going to work, but it somehow did. Anyway, there we go. So that is now the end of row 8. And we still have another... Yeah, we have another 9 rows to go. Is what me thinks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it is 9. Anyways, we're 2 events away from reaching halfway in the challenge series. Next time, we will be doing row 9, coming up next.